Rüdiger to Manchester United has been reported as being on. Negotiations are willing to take place. There is a great relationship between Ralf Rangnick and the representation of the Chelsea centre-back. Of course, we know there's been some tough negotiations going on at Stamford Bridge between the German centre-back and Chelsea Football Club. Huge salaries have been offered to Antonio Rudiger outside of Chelsea, up to the region of around £400,000 per week. And it is reported that Chelsea are only willing to offer between £140,000 to £150,000 a week to keep one of the most informed centre-backs at their club. The likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona, and PSG have long been touted in the Antonio Rudiger race. Tottenham Hotspur were looked at as one of the major Premier League clubs looking to try and take him away from Chelsea. It's now confirmed by Christian Falk that Manchester United have entered the race. There is a willingness from the party of Antonio Rudiger to negotiate with Manchester United, and there is a possibility that this deal could move forward. We're going to delve into that and much, much more of the Done Deal show this morning. Smash that like button. Share this stream across your social media platforms. Retweet if you're watching right now on Twitter. Let's go. Good morning. Welcome back to the Terrace. I hope you're all very, very well. The Rüdiger news continues to roll on. Lots of, I wouldn't say contradictory stories coming out, but a lot of interesting information is now coming to light in relation to this story. First and foremost, I think it's fairly clear to say, I think most Chelsea fans would agree, there is definitely some tough negotiations going on between the centre-back and the hierarchy at Stamford Bridge. It looks like Thomas Tuchel, we know him and Thomas Tuchel have a good relationship, and very much so that he, Thomas Tuchel would like to keep Rüdiger at the football club. Money seems to be the big issue here. Irrespective of the reports you read, anything between £300,000 to £400,000 a week is the reported amount of money that other clubs across Europe, including Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, are willing to offer Antonio Rudiger to join them, with his contract, of course, coming towards its conclusion. Now, Chelsea are looking to try and keep the deal and get it done, but 130, 140, 150 are the amounts we're seeing reported in the media that Chelsea Football Club are willing to offer. Now, Tottenham have been linked with a move for him. That's something that Dean Jones told us a few weeks ago on the Done Deal show. Now, I'm not necessarily sure that Tottenham Hotspur could land him. They don't have Champions League football. They may have it next year. They don't have a pedigree of winning. They don't look like they're going to start winning. And there are some serious clubs out there that want to take Antonio Rudiger on. Man United yesterday via Sky Sports were linked with him, and we spoke about it very briefly on our afternoon show. It's now been confirmed by Christian Falk. I'm going to read out exactly what it is that Christian Falk said here. He said that Manchester United are interested in Antonio Rudiger. Ralf Rangnick knows his agent and brother very well and signaled his willingness to negotiate. So you look at it from a number of point of views here. Antonio Rudiger has to start negotiating with other clubs. Whether it's via his brother or himself is inconsequential. They have to start negotiating elsewhere because they may never get what they want directly from Chelsea. That may never, ever happen. So they have to ensure they've got contingencies in other areas to go down. So there is the chance here that Man United could pull this deal off. They are talking to Manchester United. Personally, I think he's more likely to leave the Premier League than join Manchester United. I also feel there is an opportunity here to push Chelsea into giving him closer to what he wants. You may find that he's willing to go and play for Man United for 300 grand a week, but would stay at Chelsea for 250,000 pound a week. And the thought may be, of losing one of their best centre-backs to not just a rival from a European standpoint, but a domestic rival as well could be damaging, especially if Rüdiger was to join a team like Manchester United and do very, very well. So I'm not disputing the fact that the deal for Antonio Rudiger to Manchester United is on. There are negotiations that are set to take place or have started to take place. Do I believe Antonio Rudiger is coming to Manchester United? No, I don't. I think if he was to, I think Chelsea, I think he's still more likely to sign at Chelsea than any other Premier League team. If he isn't to re-sign that deal, I think Europe is calling louder and more potent. I look at Man United, and of course, I look at Spurs in this way. Is he really going to walk into those teams, walk into those clubs and be able to start winning trophies straight away? European champion in a title race right now. There's a lot of question marks that are hanging over this, there's no doubt. However, it's certainly interesting to see. I'm really intrigued to see what Chelsea do. These public negotiations have started massively. It shouldn't be a surprise that Rüdiger's camp are going to use clubs like Man United to really kind of force Chelsea's arm. And I'm interested to know what Chelsea fans today are thinking and feeling about this news. That's what I want to know about this afternoon on the Done Deal show. I want to hear from you now. The link is pinned to the live comment section. We've got a poll running as well, which is out. I'm going to read this poll out now. It says, would Rüdiger be a good signing for Man United? 55% say yes. 45% say no. In the live comments now, tell me why you think he'd be good and tell me why you don't think he would be. Tell me why you think he'd be a bad or an average signing. Give me some detail. I want something to read. I want you to help educate me here. So get that done in the live comment section right about now. Never going to happen, United fans. Keep dreaming is what Lamin has got to say. And Lamin, look, to a degree, I do agree with you. I do not think that Manchester United are going to pull it off. I wouldn't be surprised in the next few days if another journalist closer to Man United said there's nothing tangible in this. Remember, though, he's available for free in the summer. It isn't beyond the realm of possibility. It isn't beyond the realms of possibility that Man United are able to pull this off. I'm just saying, I don't think it will happen. I agree with you. But you've got to remember as well, right? So the salary is an interesting one. So a lot of people, again, I even got myself caught up in fandom the other day. It's reported that the other Premier League clubs would be willing to offer him £300,000 a week. Say he comes in and does a 5-year deal at 300 grand a week, right? Let's just look at what that would cost. It's 15 million a year. So that costs around 78 million pounds. So it's about 78 million pounds for a Premier League club to sign him. If it goes into, even let's increase that actually. Let's increase that to the 400 grand a week that we believe Paris Saint-Germain have offered him. So this is for Man United fans if you'd want to do this. So let's actually do that math. That's 20 million a year. That's 100 million pound circular that it would cost to bring him in. How much is Rüdiger worth? And I want you to tell me in the comment section right now, how much is Rüdiger worth, in your opinion, in terms of a transfer fee? How much do you think he is worth? That's what I'd really like to know from you right now. The secret phrase isn't kissing the badge, but thank you for putting it out there. Let's say he's worth, with a contract, 50 million. It has to be worth 50 million quid. If it has to be. What are we saying? 50 million, 60 million, 70 million? What are you saying here? 50 mil, 60. We'll go with 60 mil here from Chris. He's there. So if you think 60 mil, 60 mil off of the 100 million pound in salary leaves you with 40 million pound. Okay. If you divide 40 million pounds, I'm just doing the maths here, quick math here. Can't do it in my head. If you divide 40 million pounds, divide that by 5 years. I'm an idiot. I times it by 5. I times it by 5 because I'm stupid. Divide it by 5 is 8 million a year. Divide that by 52 weeks. That's £150,000 a week. So Antonio Rudiger would cost £100 million over 5 years. But so would a £60 million centre back on 150 grand a week. But I don't think you can put a player of that value on 150 grand a week when you're buying them. They're going to want easily 250 grand a week. A club like Man United, especially when you look at what Harry Maguire's earning, what Varane is earning. So then you're going to turn around and have to add, say 70, we'll go in the middle, £75,000 per week. So it's 230,000 pound a week. Certainly, you have to pay someone of that level. You now times that by 52, times that by the 5 years, and you're at 60 million pounds again. You add that to the 60 million pound fee. We haven't even included the agent's cost in this. It's now 20 million pound more expensive. So not just for Man United, it could be for Real Madrid, PSG, whoever. Giving Antonio Rudiger 400 grand a week could actually be cheaper than dropping 60, 70 million on a player and then paying him the going rate. So you have to understand that, by the way.
That is why net spend isn't real.
That's why net spend doesn't exist, ladies and gentlemen. That is why net spend is not real, because net spend will show you it as a free transfer. Actually, by the way, it is better than a free transfer. It is better than an actual transfer, potentially, but net spend is not real. John here says, we thought the same about Alexis Sanchez never joining United. Remember, Chelsea fans should be worried. Yeah, I hope it doesn't end up like that one, though. I hope it doesn't. If Man United pulled it off, I hope it doesn't end up in that space. Do me a favor this morning, people, and smash that like button. Terry, do you rate Rüdiger? I don't not rate him. I think he's very good. I have my question marks and worries over his ability to defend in a 2. Is he 400 grand a week good? He's a 100 million pound investment. Is he worth 100 million pounds of investment? How much more does he improve Man United's defense if we play in a 2? I'm slightly unsure on that, but I'm going to go to your calls this morning. I want to hear from you on this news. Very intrigued to know what you think and what you feel. Rüdiger, Aguero retired from football today. Yeah, look, one of the greatest Premier League strikers of all time. We kind of knew this was coming after his recent health situations, and very, very sad news indeed to see this and to hear this. And I wish him all the very best in his retirement, and fingers crossed he stays healthy. Fingers crossed he stays healthy and he, lives a very long and fruitful life now. I really hope that he does. Hate seeing news like that. Just want to shout out the people of the chat. Man like original base, Annie in the house. Hope you're good, my bro. Hope you are good. Tuchel 3 centre-back system counters Rüdiger's deficiencies very well, which were highlighted in Lampard's back 4. Nobody knows the future, but giving him 400k when he has historically been bad in a back 4 is risky. And I think some would agree with you on that. A lot of Chelsea fans don't want to give him 400 grand a week. But like I just said, that could be cheaper than dropping 60 million pound on a player, plus 200 to 250 grand a week in salary that a player like that is going to dictate. He's actually a cheaper option when you do the math. When you do that math. By the way, we do still have the Football Terrace secret phrase competition running. It's in that golden envelope behind me. All you've got to do is super chat in and guess the secret phrase. Still available. Secret football phrase is out there. We're also going to be giving away a Premier League shirt every single month. All you need to do to enter is be a regular super chatter or a member of the Football Terrace, and your name will go into the hat. When it comes to being a member, the way it works is very, very simple. This is for squad members and above. And if you're a squad member, your name goes in the hat once. If you're a first team member, it goes in twice. If you're a legend and super fan, your name is going to go into the hat 3 times because you contribute to the Football Terrace so much more. We want to do a lot more for our members. We said it a few weeks ago. We're going to start doing more prizes, more giveaways, more things to make you feel valued at the Football Terrace. So all you have to do is super chat. Every time you super chat in a month, your name goes into the hat as well. It just goes in automatically. We'll do a prize draw at the end of every month and reveal the winner. So you can get that done now by becoming an official member of the Football Terrace. Thank you very much to Josh, who's become a member this morning. Hi, I hope you're well, my friend. Thank you much indeed. But I want to go to your calls now. First up on the show, Slens is with me in the house right now to give us what he thinks, tell us what he thinks and feels about this news in relation to Antonio Rudiger. Let's go. Welcome back to the show, mate. Give me your take. I'd love to hear it.
How you doing? I want to speak just in general about Rüdiger, then obviously I'll touch on the United thing, but I think for me, in terms of Rudiger, like our fan base, listen, all of us are overruled by emotions. We support our club, we love our players, and we tend to forget, about the future. We just think about the here and now and the success we want now, and that comes into the Rudiger situation because, as a club, our defenders don't have they don't get higher wages. They don't get the wages that the attackers and the strikers get. Like today's football, strikers, attackers, the ones that create the goals, the marketing tools are the ones that are going to have the most money in the club in terms of wages, and we have to accept that. I think someone like Rüdiger, who's been incredible the last year, there's no doubt about it, demanding 200k. I have to look at our neighbours across in terms of North London and Arsenal and think about Aubameyang and think, you know what, listen, like this is his last big contract at Chelsea. And do I want to give him, the big amounts that he's asking for? Do I want to disrupt my wage structure as a club? I'm not so sure, I'll be honest. And in terms of the United move for me, listen, I don't see it happening, I'll be honest, because I think his dream move is Madrid. That's been kind of outspoken about. So I think a lot of people have reported that Madrid is his destination that he wants to reach, and I think it makes a lot of sense that they are looking at a lot of free agent signings. He could be part of the that scheme as well. So I think it'll be the right move for him to test himself outside of the Premier League. Just kind of, I think, dispel the myth that he can't work in a back four, because I think he has worked at times. I know he's looked chaotic under Lampard, but there's been other systems, and even with Chelsea at times in the back four where he's looked competent. So yeah, it'll be a good move for him to go to Madrid.
Yeah, look, I don't see the Man United deal happening myself. It's one of those things where part of me that, from a banter point of view, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? It'd be like, oh, that'd be a laugh. That'd be hilarious if he was to come to, to Manchester United or whatever else. But I don't see it happening. Just as you have said, I think, in terms of you guys getting him, this is where the net spend argument, I love it, because it proves the point right. It's actually cheaper for you to give him 400 grand a week than maybe bring in a replacement who's going to cost you, his level is 50, 60 million plus 200 plus £1,000 a week. Yeah. It's going to cost you in and around the same.
But you know what, Terry, though? I don't even think it's a thing about money with Chelsea. Like it's not like we all know we've got like an abundance of money in terms of our owners and the way we run, right? But I think it's more like power, like a power struggle with the ball. Just kind of, number one, not kind of giving in to a player's demands, because I said this to you before. The problem we have right now is that Christensen and Rudiger both have the power in terms of negotiations, because they know that both of them are running out of contracts, and you got Aspi as well and Thiago Silva. So this creates a mess, because these players and their agents know that, listen, this club is desperate to keep either one of us, you know what I mean? And then obviously that gives them the edge in terms of negotiations. So listen, in terms of money, I don't think that's what the situation is with us. I hear what you're saying in terms of him, keeping him will be cheaper than buying, for example, a Koundé or a De Ligt. But at the same time, they are much younger than Rüdiger as well. Keep that in mind. So that must play a part as well.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I totally get that. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens here, who comes in and everything else. Do you feel like Chelsea's board could be, it's the way of me saying this without sounding rude, do you think they could be forced into
giving in
what he wants because of links to clubs like Man United, Tottenham, etc.? Do you think they'll succumb to that?
No. I think, listen, Marina just recently got an award, and I think these tactics, as you said, Terry, it is a tactic from his agent, right? Because he's in negotiations right now. So if he brings up the likes of Man United, who get shoved into every player's demands, by the way, Madrid and Juventus, all of these things, we know these negotiation tactics. So I don't think we'll give in. I don't think we'll be bullied into it. I think if we find an agreement, it'll be one that we're satisfied with. And for me, the priority for me is always keep the harmony of the squad right. And if defender comes in getting 300, 400, even 200 out of my club, I'm not sure that will keep the harmony, because City and Chelsea are examples of both well-run clubs in terms of wages.
I hear you on that, bro. Look, great call, Slens. Good to chat to you again, my friend, and we'll speak soon.
Of course, bro. Big up, man.
Top man, thank you very much indeed. Next, we've got KJ coming soon for United Perspective. We've got Nick Blue on the show now. Nick's a Chelsea fan. What you saying, mate?
Yeah, hi, Terry. Good of you to have me on your show again. Yeah, Rüdiger, God, I can't see him going to Man United for a start. Doesn't make sense. And really, myself, I can't see him leaving Chelsea. I know he loves Chelsea. And I don't know what our board are doing, but give him what he's worth. You know what he's worth. He's worth more than he's getting for sure. You know, I will give him. You know, I don't understand what they're trying to do. They know he's one of our best defenders. If he does go, we're not winning nothing this year. But I can't understand it. How long has he been going out for? Most Chelsea fans, they want him. They want him to stay. Doesn't matter what they pay, you know. And I'm sure it's not 400,000 a week. That's what the Real Madrid are willing to pay, probably, maybe. But it's not what he wants. He just wants a normal contract, something more than he's getting. And, you know, he's worth it. 1 year he's been, you know, unbelievable. So I just don't understand our board. I know they're very tight on contracts and all that, especially defenders. But when someone's worth more, they should give it to him.
I hear you on that, my friend. Really good call, Nick. Thank you very much for your opinions there, bro. And I don't think anyone's going to deny that he doesn't love Chelsea. KJ still to come, as I say. Next up, Lamin is here with me. What are you saying, Lamin?
Terry, you triggered me still. Like this news, I wasn't even gonna. I had a meeting, but I was like, let me quickly.
It's not my news. I'm just what's being said, bro. It's not my fault.
You know what? Yeah, even the graphics of Rüdiger in the United just pissed me off as well.
I had that done. Yeah, I did do that bit. Sorry.
Yeah. Now you know what it is. Yeah, I'm the same age as Rüdiger. I understand totally. Yeah, that you get to this age, and especially as a footballer, you need to basically get your money. I've basically resigned to the fact that we're losing Rüdiger. I'm just like, just give me the best year of your career. Just win us the Champions League or the Premier League, and then you go down as a Chelsea hero. But if he goes to United, he ruins all of that. All of that. I don't care. He could win a treble with Chelsea, goes to United, and in my eyes, it's still going to be like, it's at the level of Sol Campbell going from Tottenham to Arsenal for me. Because United have caused so much pain for me, yeah. I just can't stand that. But I don't want to be too reactionary, which I am. I feel like I am. But it's not going to happen. He's probably going to go to Madrid or Barca. Just go anywhere. Go anywhere, just not United. That's where I see it, really. But if he does go to United, oh my days.
Can I ask you a question? I'll ask you a question as a Chelsea fan. Is he good enough in a back four?
No, I don't think so. Because for a long time we were playing back four on the Lampard, on the Sarri as well. We were conceding a lot of goals. There was a time when I had enough. I thought we should have sold him. I'm not even gonna lie. But then he turned it around in the back three. He might not even be as good if he goes to United. But the fact that we sold another player to United again, it's what's gonna really hurt for us. And I just can't take the banter. That's too much for me. We sold you Mata, we sold you Matic. I didn't like those, but that turned out to be all right. But not Rüdiger. I don't think Rüdiger is as good in a back four.
Well, we don't have a good track record really of buying. None of the players we've got off you in recent years have taken us to that next level. So there is that recent history to definitely.
Long may it continue. Long may it continue. And
Lamin, great call, my bro. Thank you very much indeed. Top man. Thank you. Appreciate it. KJ coming on now to give us a Man United perspective. What are you saying, KJ?
Yo. Rüdiger, I don't see it happening. Personally, I don't really want it to happen, to be fair. He's going to ask for some mad wages because he's already asking at Chelsea. And one of the reasons why I think he's trying to look at United is because potentially we would give it to him. You know what I mean? Like I'm not doubting he's got quality about him. He's a very good centre-back. But I don't know if Chelsea's not willing to give him the money, and they're a better team than us, why should we give them the money? Why should we give them the money? It doesn't make no sense to me. It'll disrupt the wage structure again, which have taken so long to even just try and bring back down to normal. And we're slowly getting back down there once a Pogba goes, once a Martial goes, once Ronaldo's finished on his contract and Cavani and stuff like that. We'll have a normal, more balanced wage structure. Bringing the Rüdiger in on 300 to 400k restarts the whole process again. And I just feel that if he came to United, he wouldn't be as good as we've seen at Chelsea. I feel like maybe the top four, top four, sorry, the back four thing would be an issue for him. Maybe the outer defensive structure would be an issue for him. He's gone from being liked to benign by Chelsea fans to being loved again. So like that to me, it smells a bit fishy. Our fans aren't like Chelsea fans, you know what I mean? Like ours will just be quick to be on him and not forgive him for whatever. So yeah, it's not a deal that I don't think is smart for
I get the whole not being smart stuff. Let me ask you a question though. Do you feel he's good? Do you actually think he's good enough? Let's forget 400k a week, 250k, 300k. We don't play with a back three, or there's no signs we're going to play with a back three. Is he good enough in your opinion?
For what we need, no. I feel like he would. I just feel there's this exposure waiting to happen with him, and the only place it could probably happen is at Man United. I don't think he would elevate what we've got already, personally, to be fair. Like, we've already got a Buddy, we've already got Lindelof, we've got Maguire. Is he an upgrade on those, really? Like, maybe on form, yes, but like as an overall, I don't really think so. So I don't think he would be someone that would suit us very well. I think we need to probably look at someone a bit younger than him to go alongside Varane and build a partnership that way. Even though we've got Maguire, it's cost 80 million. I don't see him lasting the entire time at United. And then everybody and Lindelof, they've always got question marks over their head. And then you got to look at Tuanzebe, but it doesn't look like they got Man United anymore. So I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about Rüdiger at Man United. I'm just really not. There's something about it that just makes me feel a bit, you know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I think if he'd have been playing in a back four and had been at this level, my mindset would be different. Yeah, it's a huge commitment. I think he's a very good player. I just don't know about the £100 million investment in him. You know, what's he going to be like at 31, 32 when he's still on that kind of money? I think all of that needs to be looked at, no doubt at all. KJ, thanks for calling in, mate, and having your say. Really appreciate it, brother. We'll speak soon. Top man. Matt's on the show next. Matt's a big Chelsea fan. What are you saying about this news, bro?
Man, I don't even dream about it. I mean, obviously all the Chelsea fans have been saying this, that they don't want Rudiger to United, but I don't really want Rudiger to go anywhere. I mean, let's have it right. Who can replace Rudiger Chelsea? I said this last time. There's no one who can come in and replace Rudiger eye for eye. He's one of the best centre backs in the world right now, and he's proven that from his previous clean sheets. I mean, he's had one of the most clean sheets in the Prem. Now we're starting to drift off. Answer that question on how he plays in a back four. He's really changed his player style. I remember under Lampard, he was horrendous. I mean, I'm going to be serious. He was shit. But sorry, he wasn't that bad. And before his injury, he was really, really good. And now, because he's a really changed player, with the right manager, can really push him to go and play in this back four. I mean, Madrid, we're looking at Madrid, PSG. I mean, they don't have top class managers like Tuchel. Ralph, if he can prove himself that he can develop centre backs, like if we see maybe with Maguire or Lindelof, maybe he can provide the same tactics. But I don't want to see Rudiger leave the club. I don't think he should be leaving. Will he leave? I unfortunately think he will leave. Like, the realistic truth is he'll leave. And it will cost more for us to buy a new defender because Koundé's in our market. Koundé's 60 million. His wage is going to be about 190, 200k a week. So we're going to be spending way more money on him. Fofana, another one. He's torn an ACL. There's no point in getting Fofana. I don't even know why that man's in our head, but it's going to be very, very, it's going to be very hectic. That's the one word to say, hectic. It's going to be very interesting as well, though.
Yeah, I hear you on that. In terms of, like, KJ just said it, and not sure if Rudiger fits, if he's that much of an improvement. How much better do you think Rudiger is than Man United's current centre backs? Maybe barring Varane. We don't need to get into Varane. We know his levels. Like, when you compare him to Bay, Lindelof, Harry Maguire, is he that much better in your opinion?
I mean, I think he's like levels on levels on levels on levels on levels on levels above those players there. I mean, Varane, we can maybe have a discussion about that, but at the moment, these players that you're speaking about now are not even on his level. I don't think Rudiger knows who those players are by now because he's just that high up on his level. I think Rudiger is an outstanding class defender. I mean, as I said, if maybe we can see the transformation Rudiger had with Bailly, Maguire, Lindelof, and all the players you mentioned, maybe, we can have some chats about Rudiger like actually going to United and pursuing his career at United. But I don't see anything happening with United. I mean, I don't think we should sell him to United. I mean, like, again, I don't like
But
signing
you
for
don't
rival
have a
Premier
choice.
League clubs.
The thing, well, I don't think we're going to do it, but you don't have a choice because his
Oh yeah,
contract
of
runs
course.
out next month. He could sign for us. It doesn't even need from the 1st of Jan. He could do what he wants, and that's why I think I think Man United have made inquiries, but I think his agents are laying it on thick, and it's almost you've got 2 weeks to tie him down to a deal, or he can just sign for whoever he wants. And I saw, Anita wrote some really good articles, and a few other people out there have done some really good articles recently about how much Chelsea fans want to keep him. And with the bad form you're currently in, and this is what's mad about football. You guys don't get a result tonight against Everton tomorrow night, which I think you will, by the way. Your home record against Everton is ridiculous, and they've got about 39 players out. But if you were to drop some more points between now and the new year, fall 5, 6, 7 points behind City in the title race, then lose Rüdiger, suddenly the feel-good factor at Chelsea can change, and all of that will put pressure on Thomas Tuchel. So I think your board need to act just to help keep the harmony right, if that makes sense, the balance right. So there's some definite issues going on at Chelsea, not big bad issues. The world ain't coming to an end, but the next couple of weeks could be quite precarious.
And I think that if we have the mindset that we're going to sell Rudiger, I personally think we sell him before that January window hits, where we can maybe get some money from him. We can at least decide which club he goes to. But you're right, it's going to be very, very interesting. And if we do lose Rudiger and we start dropping these points, then it's going to be pretty worrying. And we've been in bad form right now. You're right, it's going to be very, very interesting. And if we do lose Rudiger and we start dropping these points, then the echo for me.
No, sorry, there's something playing in the background. I apologize. That's all
good.
It's gone now. Sorry.
No, but that's good. Yeah, no, I mean, again, it's gonna be a hectic month, and I'm excited for it. Hopefully, Rudiger doesn't leave because it's gonna cost us more. I appreciate having me on.
Here, no worries, Matty, top man. Speak to you soon. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, what you could all just hear in the background is our Twitch account, as you can. So I'm going to try and play it without making any noise. There we go. Shouldn't make any noise now. It's our Twitch account, which you can see here. It's just going to look the same, to be fair, because it's the stream that's going on now. I want you all to do me a favor, though. The link is pinned to the live comment section of the Football Terrace right now. I'd like you to go and check out the Twitch account right about now. As I say, we're going to be launching exclusive watch-alongs for the big games and the top 6 games via Twitch exclusively moving forward. We are officially joining their Sports Accelerator program. We had a meeting with them. Deal is signed, sealed, done, and delivered. And we've got something. It's going to take a bit of time to integrate. Amazing coming on that platform that nobody else in the world has got. Fingers crossed. I haven't spoke too soon on that, but that's on its way. So what I'd like you to do either now or at the end of the stream is go across and sign up to our Twitch account now. Go and follow it, because all of our watch-alongs, all match reactions are going to stay, but all of our new watch-alongs are going to be coming exclusively on Twitch. So go and get yourselves across to that. Go and get yourselves following over there and get that done for us. Next on the show with me today is going to be Man Like Jem. It feels like old school today. Old school today. Slens has been on. Man Like KJ's here. Now here he is. Jem is in the house. What you saying, bro?
Yeah, all good, my man. How are you doing? How are things, all right?
Yeah, I can't complain. I can't complain at all. Other than, I've not said this publicly yet, but I might as well. Other than having corona, I'm all right.
You had corona?
I've got COVID right now. Yeah.
Is it from the kids? Or did someone bring it home?
Don't know, but I do feel ropey. Like I keep getting dizzy spells, a bit of a temperature, but you have to work. You have to
It's what it is, isn't it?
On through. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, all good. Apart from that, mate, all good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Been busy with work. Just recently sorted out the house, haven't I? So yeah, that's all gone.
Congratulations on that, by the way, my friend. Congratulations. Really happy for you.
So yeah, all good on my side. Just want to try and get back into the swing of this stuff with you and that, because it's been a while for me. So yeah, look, in terms of Rüdiger, he's a top player, world class. He's a world class player in this system, in this current system, playing in this formation. If he leaves Chelsea, for me, it could be one or two things. Obviously, it will be the money thing, and I get it, because he's got one more big opportunity of signing a contract and going off elsewhere and and earning some big bucks, especially in the form that he's in. But secondly, if he does leave us, I do think it will be for a new challenge. Hence why I don't think you will see him maybe go to a Man United. There was talks about him going to a Tottenham as well. I do think he will look to maybe go across Europe, maybe a Real Madrid. I even think Bayern Munich might even happen as well, because they're having a bit of a an issue defensively with Schuler, who hasn't signed the contract yet there as well. Potentially could be leaving in the summer, so they will have to look to replace him as well. So, you know, there's a lot of things that could be on his mind. There is also talks that apparently Chelsea are negotiating with him at the moment, looking to try and offer him more than what we supposedly did offer him, which was around sort of the 170s. So, you know, anything can happen in January. You know, at the feeling that with all the Chelsea fans and what we're hearing on social media from the tier 1 Chelsea guys is that Rüdiger's kind of leaving. His brothers made the decision, his agents made the decision. But then on the flip side, you're hearing that, you know, he's still open to stay with Chelsea, and he's talking about a contract and things like that. So, like I said, if he does leave, I can't imagine him going to Man United. Number 2, I don't really imagine Man United spending 300 plus grand a week wages on him. Do you? Yeah. As a Man United fan, you do.
No. I mean, yeah, and I agree with you. Look, I know he's a good player. I know he's a very good player. I disagree with what Matt said. I don't think he is miles clear of what we've already got. I think he's better than what we've got. But if we're going to go and invest £100 million in a centre back, it's got to be of Varane level and above again. If that makes sense, it has to be, especially as we don't play in a back 3. And I think that's the one thing I would say to Chelsea fans, where maybe there's a plan. Maybe, you know, it's funny in life. Sometimes in life in football, we don't always know what a club's planning. Maybe your manager is planning on going to a back 4 soon, and he sort of says, "Look, he ain't 400 grand a week in a back 4. You know, we could maybe invest that money better elsewhere." I think all these things could be genuine possibilities.
Yeah. The other thing we have to bear in mind with Rüdiger is that when you look at his form at Chelsea, it hasn't been as consistent as what it is now. Yes, he's in great form at the moment, but when he first came to Chelsea, there were a lot of question marks still to him. He was decent. There was a lot of, you know, good performances from him, but he's always been up and down in his form. And you're right. I don't feel as comfortable watching him in a 4 than I do in a 3. So the fact that him leaving Chelsea and maybe going to a United or a Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, if they don't implement their systems to get the best out of him, then they might be stuck with a 300k a week defender that's not performing to the levels that he did at Chelsea in a back 3. So I think there's a lot to be thought about, but at the same time, money talks, doesn't it? So if someone's going to pay you 350k a week to come and play, whether it's a back 3 or a back 4, you're going to do it, especially if it's your last big move of your career, because he's 28. So.
No, I hear you. The comment here on via our Twitch account here that says, I don't see him coming to United. If Varane is fit, he is not getting in the starting 11. I mean, so I would ask you that question. Who are you? Because especially if Maguire keeps his consistent performances, would you say he's better? Would you say he's better than Maguire?
He's better than Varane. He's better than Varane. I'm going to say it. He is. Listen, I've been consistent. I've been consistent. I've been consistent when it comes to Rafael Varane, and I've always said that guy. He is a top defender. He's not an elite defender, because when he was at Real Madrid, he was surrounded by world-class players. He was surrounded by the Ramoses. He was surrounded by the Cruces. He was surrounded by the Modric's. He had a Ronaldo up front. They had a world-class team. My biggest question on Varane was when he comes to a Man United team, which ain't at that level, which are relying on players to step up to get these performances. Can he do it? Yes, he has been injured, but I don't think he's actually been that good so far from what I've seen. So I would say Rüdiger at the moment is a better defender than what Varane is in the league, and Maguire, based on form. So, I think he walks into that Man United team. And if he does play in the Man United team, I think he'd probably play next to probably Varane. But I would, depending on who was in the better form at the time, Maguire and Varane. That's the way I see it.
I hear you on that. I've got another question for you. Where's your microphone from?
Amazon. Why?
Okay. Looks like mine.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, no, because I got sent this one actually, and it's a good time for you to do it. So I got sent an amazing gift from a company, right? And I've got it on the floor here, right? And it's the mixer. This is what it was, ladies and gentlemen. So my new mixer and my new mic by these beautiful people here. As you can all see, it's actually, I'm going to move it around. You see this here? This company here, they do one of the best little mixers. That's the brand. That's the company, right? They sent this to me for nothing. It's the first time in my life I've ever been given something for free. Go check them out, people. It's such good quality for streaming. Go and get that done. Great having you back on, mate. It's great to have good signal, Good microphone, loving
Yes,
it,
I'm
and I know you're going to be up for those watch-alongs. You've been asking us to do watch-alongs forever, so looking forward to them starting and get you in the studio again soon. Cheers, Jem.
See you
Top,
later, man.
top
Take
man.
care.
Thank you. And remember that, ladies and gentlemen, watch-alongs are back on the Football Tech, and I'm always proud of that because we started watch-alongs. We were the first ever YouTube channel to do a watch-along, and what I've kind of seen over the years is so many great content creators take it to the next level and make it so big that mainstream media outlets started copying it. And I was waiting for the right time to bring it back and in the right environment. And we've done that and we've planned it. We were meant to go live with it this Thursday, but due to myself catching COVID, I'm not able to be at the studio and I can't launch it without being there. It's going to be exclusive, as I say, on our Twitch account. We're going to be working very closely with Twitch over the coming months and years to grow content there as well. Match reaction still on YouTube. So make sure you get across to our Twitch account. The link is pinned to the live comment section now. Go and get yourself signed up over there because you don't want to miss out on that. You want to make sure you're ready and available for that as and when these things go live. Self-isolation, yes, self-isolation. In fairness, it's not too bad. It's only until Monday. So I can survive until Monday for that. Got the food shopping coming and all that. Look at people on Twitch already saying, get over here. Absolutely. Get yourselves across now. Get yourself signed up. Next, I'm speaking to Chris. Chris is on the line with me now. What are you saying, Chris? Are you there, Chris? Okay, Chris is on mute. He weren't ready to go. So instead, I'm going to go to CFC Pluto. What you saying, brother?
Hey, man, I just want to say I don't get all this doubt around Rudiger. Like, people saying, oh, is he going to look good in a back four, this, that, and the other. Like, if you actually watch him play for Chelsea, and you actually see him in terms of one-on-one defending, his aggressiveness, he's actually, like, matured a lot as a defender from the defender that he was a few years ago. And obviously the coaching as well from Tuchel is kind of, and that's what a coach is supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to put players in the best system to get the best out of them. Like, so this whole question of back four or whatever, it's just down to the coach to get the best out of the players. Because Rudiger as a player is very, very good, aggressive, gets in the tackle, is like a throwback defender, and then he's also very good on the ball. So I think he could come into United. He'll be a very good player for you guys, but obviously he's not going to come to you guys because I don't think you're going to pay him that money. That's ridiculous. Nobody's going to pay him that in the Premier League. So, it's fair enough. Like, everybody understands.
What are you banging on? So you're banging on something when you're talking. What is that noise?
Oh, my bad. It's just the mic. It's just the mic.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's like you're sort of like tapping on it or something. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. A lot of people have said they don't think that he'll come across. Why are you so confident that Man United won't get him?
Well, first of all, I don't think you're gonna pay him the most money. So I think he's gonna go to whoever pays him the most. Obviously at the stage of his career right now, he's just trying to get the bag. So I think Madrid will probably give him the most money. I don't think United are gonna shell out that kind of money for Rudiger. It just doesn't make sense for them right now. I don't think that's the top of their priority, and they're not gonna pay that much money for a centre back right now.
I hear you on that, bro. Listen, thanks for calling in, having your say, mate. Really appreciate it, bro. Take care. Thank you. We should do some mic control lessons on the terrace. I don't know whether he was talking to me or eating his microphone at sometimes. Love it. True Red Devil is here now. Russell's in the house. What you saying, Russ?
What's going on, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. What do you want to say?
Please, no. I don't want to see Rudiger at Old Trafford, bro. Like, we keep doing this, no? We keep doing this. A player is on his last year. He plays well for Chelsea. And here we are with our red jerseys sniffing around. We did this with Nemanja Matic. And where are we now, bro? Like, I'm absolutely tired of it. It's a sign of no plan. You can't tell me that Manchester United at this point should not even be looking anywhere near Rudiger. This is the kind of player who, if he doesn't go to Man United, I don't know what the last call I was talking about, Real Madrid. They've got David Alaba. They're good. If he doesn't come to United, he's going to a B-level club. I guarantee you, he's in the form of his life because he's trying to get a new contract. We've seen this time and time again. If you've watched football long enough, you've seen this time and time again. A player is on his last year. He plays well, signs a new contract with a different club. And it's, why did we do that again? I'm absolutely tired of it, man.
I hear you on that. I mean, you're not a fan. It sounds like you're not a fan of Rudiger then.
Well, look, he's German. I'm German. I love him. cool, whatever. But he's not going to give us 2 years of solidity. Never. He's never done it for Chelsea. What makes us think he'll do it for United, a club that's worse run than Chelsea? Chelsea is a very well-run club, and he's hardly even put in 2 seasons together. And we're saying, oh, yeah, we'll take him at United. We don't even know who the next coach is going to be. And this is a player who is late into his career. I'd rather have a young defender who's promising so that even if the next manager is not the best manager for United, we've got 2 or 3 managers who look at this young defender and be like, you know what, I can do something with him. If a second manager after Ralf Rangnick comes in and is not happy with Rudiger, where do we go from there? We've got an injured Bailly. We've got Rudiger, who's inconsistent as they come. Harry Maguire, let me not say anything. We're just going to be stuck with so many defenders like we were a few years ago, where we were like Smalling, Johns, Lindelof. And all these defenders were not good enough. They're just not good enough.
Yeah, and do you feel like there's a comment I got here from Claire on Twitter, and she says using Man United to get a better contract. Do you think that's what's going on here?
Therefore, bro. I've seen it happen before, 1000%. And United is the easiest team that you could use because always in the news for bad play or always in the news for, oh, this time they're going to do it. This time they're going to do it. So if you want to get yourself a new contract, how many players have we seen do this? Antoine Griezmann. The list goes on and on and on. I don't, off the top of my head right now, I can't, but guaranteed if you ask me to give you a list of players who've used this, and I'm sure you do have a list, Terry, because you always onto this. Lots of players have done this before, and Rudiger, absolutely not, bro. Like, especially Rudiger. I thought United fans their eyes would be open at this point. It's literally a Nemanja Matic issue. Same thing. I don't see the difference.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. I do hear where you're coming from with that, Russ. Really good call,
bro.
my friend. Thank you very much.
Love
indeed.
Terry. Ciao.
Top man. Thank you. Listen, we're back live 4:30 today for Straight Facts, myself and Jess, and after Arsenal versus West Ham this evening. There is some breaking news I just want to bring you as well that's been sent through to me from Man Like Kesh. And this is direct from the BBC. Direct from Sky, who have said the Premier League has turned down further requests from clubs to get games to be postponed due to COVID-19 cases this week. It's interesting that I have to wait for clarity on this, but I really feel like there's an element here of, I don't know how many days ago it was, so I'm talking off the cuff here. But it feels like it was about a week ago that the Premier League issued the club's re-enter protocols. And I said all along, there must be a cutoff window within that where if after a certain point you're failing these tests, that's because you haven't followed the protocols. You know, in 2 weeks' time, if a club has an outbreak, that's because your players in your club haven't followed the processes. Like if you follow, generally speaking, if you follow COVID protocols to the letter of the law, it's very difficult not to pick things up. Do you get what I'm saying? Like where I work and operate, we follow all the rules, but then I get on the tube, right? But it's these footballers aren't going to be getting on the tube. She'll be, you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. But yeah, no more games are going to get called off in relation to that. We may have eye test coming on the show very, very soon. So I'm going to wait around for him to Terry. That's not true, Terry. Don't spread misinformation. What are you talking about? I'm asking about the fact that they've turned down further requests, and I haven't spread any misinformation. So please stop chatting that kind of fucking bullshit on my channel. I'm telling you that there will be a line drawn in the sand, and I don't know what or when or how, but there'll be a line drawn in the sand to say that we're only allowing people to have games postponed within a buffer period after the protocols are put in place. Once the protocols are in place, the Premier League will feel that if they are followed, there'll be minimum amounts of people at your club that are going to contract COVID. Therefore, we're not going to allow you to postpone games. For me, and I'm sorry to snap, but I need to when people write nonsense like that. We know that's very much the case because when teams during the lockdown period where the protocols are massive, certain teams still had a few players and members of staff that picked it up, but they weren't postponing games. They just weren't. No one had mass outbreaks. The mass outbreaks have only started again since people stopped following rules. And there will be a cutoff point. And they're probably not going to tell us what it is, but there will be a cutoff point. And we've kind of seen that. Because why would the Premier League refuse to cancel any other games, but allow Tottenham and Man United to have games postponed? There'll be a threshold. There'll be a limit. I don't even understand how you even try and twist that as misinformation. I'm sorry to be rude. It's just a nasty thing to write, mate. Do one. Legitimately do one. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. And of course, individuals can still pick it up, but not to a degree where you're having to shut down complexes and move people on. It's just the processes need to be in place, and they weren't straight away. Simple as that. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, it's all just mad that you just always want to have something. You just always want to sit on here and have an attack. Do one. Leave the channel. Do you know what I mean? I might slip up and say a word wrong. Oh, I'm going to jump on it straight away. You weirdos. Weirdos. There we go. You said nobody would have it. Yeah. If you follow the protocols and you don't break them, it's highly unlikely. We know this already, because when the clubs were following it before and they were testing 3,000 to 4,000 members of Premier League staff a week, the percentage of people getting it were like 0 point something. So, okay, maybe I'm slightly wrong if the word nobody came out of my mouth. Practically nobody. For you to go, stop spreading misinformation! That's just, why are you being such a baby? Fool. Just get out of my face, man. I ain't in the mood for it. I ain't in the mood for people like you. Spreading your... In fact, I'm going to block you. Just get the fuck out of here, man. Do one. Do one. Do one. Listen, thanks for tuning in today. Really appreciate it. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. See you in a bit.